Hey, what's going on, everybody? Drew over at Future Strategy Gaming. Thanks for checking out another video. So, yesterday I got home from work after a long weekend. I logged on to YouTube after saying hi to my baby and my wife, and this comes up.
Yesterday on Twitter. Yesterday on Twitter. I said the thing. I said that I would play Final Fantasy 14.
Initial knee-jerk reaction, I was kind of taken aback, and the reason for it is because for a long time, Asmon, who is, in my opinion, a fantastic content creator for the World of Warcraft side of things, he has definitely painted Final Fantasy in a negative light. So to hear him say that he is going to be giving it a shot was surprising. Now, once we've collected ourselves, we can talk about the positives and the negatives. I'll go with the negatives first, but then I'll round out with the positives. The negatives to this happening, we don't need validation as a community. Final Fantasy 14 is doing very well, and it is going to continue to do well because it does a lot of things good. Having a large content creator come over and give his or her own opinions on this is not going to validate whether or not the game is good. Do you like the game? Do you enjoy playing the game? Then the game is good. Why would you care what other people say? Don't allow other people to dictate whether or not you enjoy something, which is why I don't do that myself. The other negative that comes with this is there's going to be a large influx of people that come with it. The problem is a lot of those players who are coming over are going to be coming from a usually negative first background if they are WoW players, because a lot of the WoW community does have a certain entitlement and or elitism about their air, if they will. You know, they hold their head up a little differently. Their noses are tilted this way. There are some players like that, not all of them. I'm not saying that all of them, but unfortunately Asmon has talked on this. Some of his community are that way. Some of his community will want to go on the journey that he is going on as well, and will join him and try to learn it. I mean, hey, have you heard that the critically acclaimed Heaven's Ward expansion is included with your free trial up to level 60 while playing Final Fantasy 14? So you're going to get a lot of people from his community who are going to join us. And I am hoping that there is a culture shift on their side. We are not a negative community inherently. I will say this, there are some bad apples out there. You are going to have an experience where somebody is a complete douche in a dungeon, in a raid. It happens. Final's no exception to that situation. What I'm worried about on a personal level is we have all these new sprouts coming in, and generally we're pretty nice to sprouts, and some sprouts are going to be assholes. And that's unfortunate. So I'm hoping that's not the case, but that is definitely something I fear. Now, let's go to the positives. First off, there are a lot of people in his community who are not all jerks, and they are going to be joining him on his journey, and that will also lead to more people in our game. That's going to be great. We have already, as a game and as a community, been on the rise, and that's only going to further us in making our community stronger, which is great. I think this is a great thing. I also think this is good in a two-part way for Asmon on a personal level. On one hand, he knows that WoW is stale right now. He's trying to get to a good point. If you watch the video that I just posted, I'll put the link down in the description down below. He has a couple things he wants to finish up in WoW right now before he gets started with Final Fantasy. That's great. I want him to go ahead and do that, and that will allow him to enjoy the game for how it is. And B, I think it'll get a lot of his fan base, both the positive and the negative ones, off his back. The positives are going to be stoked that hey, their voices were heard. Hey, you finally came over and you finally got to see it. Even if he doesn't like the game, he did it. Because I've said in other videos, there's nothing worse than someone who says something sucks without ever trying it in the first place. And the other side effect is his negative community will either feel vindicated or potentially change the lens their glasses have on them and go, oh, maybe this isn't a bad game. I've just been listening to people instead of actually experiencing it themselves, which could help us further grow our game in the first place. So those are my quick thoughts. I think that this is potentially a boon and something that we can benefit from overall in the community. If anything, he doesn't like it, that's fine. What's nice is any negatives he has to say, are probably not original. There's probably some other players out there who have had these same negatives, but because of his large reach, I think that actually that could benefit those players because, hey, if this super large, if Mr. Happy goes in and says, "Oh, I don't particularly like this system," and 600,000 followers say, "Oh yeah, me either," that could have some effect on the dev team, and they could potentially be like, "Hey, yeah, 600,000 of our players are like, we don't like this," and that's probably more than that. And hopefully they work on it, because if we've learned anything from the dev team at Square Enix, they are very receptive to constructive criticism as long as it's presented in a way that they can build off of and improve. So appreciate you coming and giving me your time and checking this out. I think this is a good thing for the game. I do see some negatives coming from this, but I think the positives will outweigh the negatives in this long term. And at worst, he tries it, he doesn't like it, and says it wasn't for me, but I don't think it's a bad game. No one got hurt in the process. Thank you so much for giving me your time again. I appreciate you. Hit that like button down below if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. I got a couple new ones coming this week. Thanks for checking them out. You have a great day. Peace.